Welcome in, everybody. We have a bit of an interesting game to come back to.
Certainly not the protagonist.
We are
That's
playing
what makes them
Alan
fun.
Wake again.
This was anything but.
It
The
has
darkness could possess
been
anything, and it was getting closer.
quite a while. Oh, we have heavy duty flashlight now. And batteries, revolver stuff. We don't want to switch back to the flashlight because for anyone who has not seen this playthrough, Alan Wake is very much a interesting game where you play as an author named Alan Wake, and he is under kind of the control of a very specific... Oh. I got an achievement. No, 25 thermoses. Okay. I've just been looking around for them. We have flares. A lot of the enemies that we are going to fight in this game, the reason I have a flashlight is you use the flashlight to expose them to light. Because the enemies, as you will see now, are weak to light. Ow. And as you can see... Ow. Oh, they got me. This is how rusty I am at the game.
A good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
We will, again, grab the thermos. The way to dodge the enemies in this is by sprinting. If you notice, Alan does kind of like a little duck down of his head. Well, that also is how he dodges the enemies. Because of how many enemies are here... Oh, wow. Maybe I'll just pop a flare.
Safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun.
Just randomly had a
This was
difficulty
anything
spike.
but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
But they did just introduce flares, and when you're up against, like, big enemies, flares tend to do you a lot of good. Because they get the enemies to go back whilst still also exposing them to the light. I see shotgun ammo. Oh, I dodged, but okay. And as you can see, by pulling out the flare, get a little bit of an extra breather room. And that kind of humming sound in the air means that enemies could spawn more. And most likely will. Oh, hello. Got him. Just takes a little bit of getting used to again, because it's been a minute since we've played Alan Wake. In light, you can hurt them. Yep, we know. Oh, flares, revolver ammo, lithium batteries, night springs.
We take the facts of our existence unaware that they are merely a thin
I do like the night springs things.
covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right.
In night springs.
Tonight's episode, A Family Occasion. Journalist Alvin Durleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Durleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Durleth.
Well, I guess that's
He
the
sounds
least
suspicious.
What would I have to do?
Like they're gonna do something to him.
Here, let me show you with a kiss.
What did you do?
Oh,
What
Mr.
the heck?
You have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, don't
Ugh.
worry. Be calm.
It's got like things inside him.
Alvin Durleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
Huh. Interesting. Alright then. I almost dropped down on accident. Wake attacked by the dark presence.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw
Nice.
myself towards it just as I
So
felt
what's
my
interesting is that everything we've seen as far as the manuscript pages has actually happened.
Somehow I managed
Suggesting that we're writing our own story about ourselves as the main character.
far below.
Ow. Okay, Alan. Okay. 100% we're going to be fighting things here. Or objects. Objects have possessed other things. Okay, the only thing to damage that is by focusing my beam. Ow. There you go. Okay, got the bulldozer. Seeing these emergency boxes are basically saying, hey, here's some ammo. I could have used flares on it. A lot easier to just pull out the batteries like I did. Because Why waste it when all I have to do is just load back up on the batteries from the emergency boxes after. Okay, we can't go up there. So we go further. And there's a light at the other end here, which tells me we can save our progress. So we're searching for a vehicle. The question is that our vehicle? Also, coffee thermos. Yay. That does appear to be a vehicle we can use. But before I do that, I want to make sure. I think that that's all we can do.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
Interesting that the town is not just coated in darkness. But anytime there's no darkness around,
The coal mine wasn't
it
far
doesn't
now.
typically do any spot that I can play. Which tells me that in the story even, he elapses time differently like that. So like
Today,
right now,
I would meet the kidnapper.
I don't
and he
have
would
any
give me
weapons.
Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw. Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real,
we have a Jeep.
but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Do we take the Jeep? Yes, we take the Jeep. We're taking that car, but I want to see what's up in the tower.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use it.
Yeah, so the last time that we played this, we actually escaped an FBI man who basically was going to shoot us, even though we had done nothing wrong.
I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night...
Poor Pat.
Let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Huh. All right, Pat. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Let's see here. Major landmark. Just on my way. Something up high here. Okay, Ellen, that was odd. Oh, nice. Mott at the
For
ferry.
Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized
Who's his
about going
boss?
into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Okay. Good thing I checked. Well, I am a visitor, so I guess I'll park over here.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Huh. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich, but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. Interesting. Okay, Sarah at the radio station.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking.
Yeah,
I
he's
hope
talking
you
about
don't
the
think he will, Sarah.
FBI
He's got
agent
sickness
guy.
in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. Interesting that you would protect the thing that killed people, but, I mean, maybe to prevent other people from having an issue?
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me.
So he basically didn't show
blind
up.
hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
That's kind of the idea, isn't it? He wanted Wake to be vulnerable at night.
Wake,
Where the hell are you?
change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked
You
around
want
by
to
you.
see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him. I had to get to Mirror Peak. It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
We have the max amount of lithium batteries. Okay. Thomas Zane in
When
love with
Thomas
Barbara
Zane
Jagger.
fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast.
Okay.
She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow.
Maybe
Strong,
Barbara's
sharp.
the
She was
darkness,
confused.
like the lady. Okay, we got max revolver ammo. Oh my. Hello. I don't like it when the objects come after you, because the objects, you can't just fire on them. They have to be just completely eradicated. Ooh, flashbangs. Okay. Well, I still think flares are better with the other... oh boy. No pages back there. I was curious. Hello. What is... oh, there are objects inside that thing. tornado.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Get back in here. Oh God. Oh Christ. Whew. Woo. Try and jump scare me like that. Whew. Trust no one in the dark. I mean, that sounds like it makes sense. Well, that would also mean that I don't trust you because your messages are in the dark, right? Or are you the exception to the rule? Follow. Okay.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves.
Touched by the dark presence,
But
it
these were
said.
just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
So that's why we're kind of stuck in this hell loop of just insane shit. Oh. Oh boy. Oh.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
No. Most definitely not. Is there anything this way? No. Doesn't look like it unless this opens. Does not. And no, those flashbangs are definitely not power equipment for a power company. Definitely not standard issue anyway. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Just trying to sneak up here. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, another manuscript. Zane,
I
wake
stared
and
through
Barry in the
bars of
cell.
jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well,
What?
I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Who the heck is Raymond Chandler? Is that gonna be birds again? There's gonna be birds again. Okay. So the secret cache. Generally, there we go. There we go. Nice. That was an easier one to find. Oh my lord. Okay, guys. Come close. You get flared. Was not trying to use the flare. Woo! Nice try. Whew, tried to bait me. Trying to whoop my ass. Good try. Not gonna happen. I got my groove back. And that means y'all are screwed. Especially you give me that much ammo.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Ooh. Pump action shotgun. I like. Upgrading our arsenal. Come on, guys. So that's where we have to go. What about the other way? Oh, so there's like two ways, I guess? Back now. A lot of lights here. Oh, and a checkpoint to boot.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Gotcha. Nice try, though. Didn't even get close enough to do anything, man. You tried to. But the thing is I had a lot of defenses if you had gotten that close. That's the one thing about this game that I wonder if it would be really different on higher difficulty, is if the resources would be a lot more scarce and you'd have to fight in a more like hit and run type thing, as opposed to being able to do what I'm doing where I just run through everybody.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Cross the ghost town. Willing to bet that those objects are going to come alive. Trying to hit me with stuff? Okay, yep. Trying to hit me with stuff. Whew. They're here. 20 inanimate objects animating. That was a poltergeist reference with that achievement. Which I suppose makes sense considering it's animating inanimate things.
Things were never
Wake
as
and
simple
Casey,
in real
huh?
life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight. Something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself. Angry at Alex.
I mean, this is
angry
actually a
at
pretty
Mary.
good story.
I was fumbling and I had no plan.
It would be a really cool way for him to get back to his fame, but considering the fact that he actually kind of lived through it, I don't know if I would want to do that. More batteries. Always use a coffee thermos. Max battery still. I really want to get the max flashlight because I have gotten far enough in the game in the past where you get like a max flashlight. Gray Peak Gorge. Oh, permanent settlement. It was abandoned though when the mining company closed their doors. So are like a lot of the enemies like the miners that remain? I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. That's where we just came from. Yeah, here we go. Oh boy. You're gonna animate that tractor though, aren't you? Because that would be a really good animation. Fuck, I knew it. Gotcha. I don't like that. Don't make the squeaky noises with the wood that I'm stepping on. I don't like it. This is going to reanimate 100%. What else are you going to make difficult for me? Oh, okay. I encountered the steam engine, but it wasn't the entire thing. Safe haven my ass. I picked up a key. Maybe a temporary safe haven.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill.
Okay.
I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to
He
shape
knows
the
that he's
world,
getting
realm of
watched.
gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of
So
the lake.
his girlfriend
Zane
Barbara
believes
was
it's a mirror to the
corrupted
gaping
by the
void of
dark
darkness
presence.
above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
I think that Barbara wanted you to find those, though. Hunting rifle could be nice. Hunting rifle can hit at a further range. I feel like range is more important than... Oh boy. More important than, like, close-up damage. The accuracy and damage in one shot of that rifle probably could kill a lot of, the enemies. But if I find an upgraded shotgun again, I'll switch back just for the sake of switching back.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Oh, sorry, dude. I have things to grab. So, I will say I have less ammo. But we do have flashbangs and flares. So I think we'll be okay.
Birds.
Fucking birds. See you, birdies. I'm not dumb to your ways. Hey, take that, bitch. Whew. Damn birds. Oh shit. Guess we're in the mine. Oh. Like that looks like the way to exit, but what does this go to?
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
What? Okay.
Alice?
Oh. Hunter's
hunters were
taken.
big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by a dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Poor guys. Oh, I guess I wasn't supposed to go in the water. So is it like a parkour session? Or maybe this was just a path to get the manuscript page? Interesting that like something unique happened when I went this way though. I mean, I guess it did lead to a manuscript page, so makes a lot of sense. Got some flares. Another manuscript page.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already.
Under
Do
his
what you have
spell?
to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the
I'm
bottomless
confused
pit.
why he even came
What has he
after
done?
us.
Just let me get through this.
Hunting rifle ammo. Oh. Awesome. Oh my. That's a big dude. Oh, hi. Alright. So we didn't get out the easy way. There's a coffee thermos. Random one inside the middle of nowhere. But I suppose that's where all collectibles lie, right? Where we least expect them to be.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
No shit, Sherlock. I think that's about the only choice you have. Alright. Loki! The hydrate, I see you. Appreciate that. Been hydrating on my caffeine buzz drink. Which, duly no sugar, just caffeine. Just keeps me going. Been a minute since I brought back Alan Wake, and I've been wanting to play the second one because I own it, and I haven't played it yet, so I want to complete this. Also, very excited, bro, for being able to do our Thursday together. That will be fun. I am sure that we will enjoy ourselves immensely. This is clearly where I'm supposed to go. What's at the top? And this is the remaster of the original. Basically, a lot of it has to do with. We 100% will. A lot of it has to do with the light and using the light to defeat the darkness. And the second game gets even darker, so to speak. No pun intended.
The windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with.
Did he seriously spell it Molnir instead of Mjolnir?
Comeback tour, baby.
The guys who are literally like old style Viking dudes, and they spell Mjolnir Molnir. Or maybe that's just Alan being unique. Right? Molnir. Who calls it that? Unless that's the name of like their I don't know. I don't have an explanation. I think Alan's just stupid. I think that's the explanation. Get it right, Alan. Also, every time I do one of these generators, it reminds me of The Last of Us and how you start the generators in that game.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Now, we know that they're going to send birds after us. Question is, where? Behind us. Oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Oh, God. That was the most ungraceful landing. Oh, God. Also, yes, Loki birds. Woo! The Six Gun Scribe. I've defeated that many Taken with the revolver. The Taken basically are people who... Whoa! Fuck. Hi.
Shit.
God damn. Yeah, you came in at an interesting point, Loki. So they are people who were... They used to be people, but the darkness overtook them. So now they're more like shadow husks of their former selves. And they just want to kill you. So like all the people you see used to be people. Hunting rifle. Yay. And every time you hear that kind of like, and you see the fog kind of peeking up, it means I'm probably going to get ambushed by a lot of people. Oh, speaking of. Ow. Woo! Cinematic dodging. Woo! Yeah, the hunting rifle is just insane as far as power. And the only way to defeat the Taken is by using light. They are weak to light. So the reason you see me shining my flashlight and that little ring appearing is I'm burning the shadow away from them. I tried to dodge. Woo! Alan is kind of a don't mess with me character. Once he starts getting all of the flares, flashbangs, hunting rifle, he becomes quite the warrior. But there's like collectibles in the game, secret caches you can explore and find. It's a fun game. I have heard, yeah, they are a little spooky. You haven't even seen the fact when objects get possessed and they start throwing them at me. Oh. Uh-oh. The bridge going to break. Oh no. No, thank you. Ow. Woo! As you can see, I've done my fair share of taking down the Taken. Oh. And every time you see that paint, it generally means a secret cache. So like this arrow's pointing this way. So if I follow this, leads to secret caches. And they always have extra ammo, extra stuff that you really, really want. I will say I've heard that Alan Wake 2 is like twice as spooky. and it's very much more horror than this first one. And this first one is like action horror for sure.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's
But
records. There had been no sign
very
of
fun.
breaks.
Very fun game.
It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Calder Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already.
That's
Frustrated,
interesting.
Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, why was he being trailed, though? Alan was being trailed by this guy named Mott. I'm wondering if Mott is the name of the guy who kidnapped my wife. I don't know. Suppose we'll find out. I am curious what actually is going to happen to Alice, considering the fact that this is a horror story. It makes me think that she might die. And that would just make Alan go that much more insane than he already thinks he is. I suppose we'll find out, though. I am planning on finishing this playthrough of this one so that I can start the second game. Ooh, there's stuff in there. Weep. Oh, coffee thermos? Well, at least I know where there's another coffee thermos. What was that? Oh, it's a basement door. Awesome. Kick! Oh my... Tom! Tom. Why is Tom all over... I curse you, Thomas Zane. I miss you, Tom. Why did you write this? Tom. Uh-oh. CN and TZ. So who is CN? Because it's not... You talk to me on TV. Maybe this is his girlfriend? Or was? I get the feeling I'm in for a big fight. Oh boy. Yeah, it's gotta be a big fight. Okay. You gonna make the floor drop out? 100%. Look at that. That is floor dropping out right there. And break. Oh, shit. And flare. Thunder and lightning. Defeated 50 taken with flashbang grenades. Woo. Tried to ambush me. No, thank you. Hell yeah. Brother, I know exactly what I'm doing. Look at that. They left a convenient parkour spot. Hardcore parkour. Whee. Let's go get our coffee thermos. He did try. I mean, that's all you can do, right? What's funny is I don't even have the like most high-powered flashlight either. At one point you get like one of those like small lanterns, and I think they actually call it a lantern.
It had to be a boat.
And it's so powerful, and the battery is so large that half the time you don't have to use the battery even anymore.
I was close now. I had to get... I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted.
Look at this.
I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my
flying
arms were
around here.
jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it.
Oh boy.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm.
The fly keep
I
going
don't
in front of
want
my
you to have another
screen.
episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Dang fly. Oh my gosh. There's a small little fly. Keeps going in front of my screen. That's very distracting.
They're fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Wait! Are you? Wait!
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, it's late. The boss didn't know what he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know.
Who's the boss?
Wife, we don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? They got him writing for us. Please. Please.
He's like begging for his life. Oh no. Ooh. Oh boy. Ooh. They're just throwing us into a pit. Just flaring our way down into the water. Oh, there's a picture of his wife, but the lady was dragging her down. And Thomas Zane was the one who saved us. Interesting. Very interesting. Thomas Zane was the one in the diver's suit. They talk about him a lot. He's the one who all of this was affected first.
Previously on Alan Wake.
So here's the previously.
I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the Dark Presence before it attacked me.
So the Dark Presence is what supposedly took our wife. And we are trying to get her back.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another
Here we go.
rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated
So
schizophrenia.
now we're being told that
It's okay, Alan.
we are schizophrenic.
Just let go.
So the question is, are we completely insane? Is everything that we experienced real?
I
Or
felt groggy.
are we
Whatever
where we're
Hartman
at
bumped
in
in
Hartman's
me was
clinic?
making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah, I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Oh boy.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
You see how we're still a little like...
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip. Except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together.
Notice we still have the Band-Aid, though, which tells me we're still part of the story.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
I mean, easier to accept, right? Everything's just paranoid delusion.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now, we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside my head.
But
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of
myself.
my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery.
Interesting.
Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only.
Scary, scary, scary.
Why is his neck so long?
Emerson.
It's like an unnaturally big neck.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on
Elbow
video
strike.
games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course, but it does
Get
involve
him
some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them
Oh
in
my.
his office.
That looks creepy.
Yeah.
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
Interesting, he's painting an image of Alan, like, falling. And what, Loki? You don't like the idea that we're, everything's in our head and all that we've been fighting isn't real?
Part of the therapy. As soon as you
Psychological
feel up to
part of the
you should
horror.
Continue.
Yep, specialized help, blah, blah, blah.
My rheumatism's killing me.
Night Springs, the board game.
Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Tor. They had
I love these guys.
a heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard.
Old Gods of
They even
Asgard.
adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark. Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best.
Interesting.
Don't you think?
That he wants us to write more.
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being
Yeah.
crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It
I love
takes
these two.
Crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey,
Tom. They're calling me Thomas
He's
Zane.
gotta go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
Valhalla.
Wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
It's a manuscript. Thomas Zane's writing an assistant.
Taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant, Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words. My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Which is sad.
Got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I
Moonbeams
just
on
noticed.
the-
Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Oh, I would agree.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
Baba
She
Yaga.
used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
Thor and
my
Odin.
ravens, what was it? What were they? Memory and thought. The hag.
She took something
Interesting.
from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Interesting.
Been shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
the
it.
one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other writer.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden. old
Very
as stupid.
interesting dudes, these two.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, god damn it.
So tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
We had parties there, man. You should go there and have a party.
Should go and have a party.
Bob Balder threw the amp through the window. Hit that hippie in the back of the...
I may need a hand here later on.
And
Dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head, and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room.
The
by
doors
those
were
stairs,
locked.
Wake.
Hartman and the nurses would have keys, but there was no way to get my hands on them.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human.
oh boy.
It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the
Also, I saw a QR code and I'm curious what the QR is.
There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be.
Ooh.
I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Okay, there's a QR code here. What is this? What is this code? Oh.
A primordial forest. The colors of the fall. The mist. A caldera lake. Silence echoes. Loud. But I figured
It's too late to hear the words.
It was the only thing I could do with Nurse
The
Bird
man,
watching me like
naked,
a hawk.
crawls to the shore. Like a birth? To say that would be a lie. Nothing like a birth.
It's Alan talking to himself.
He staggers to his feet. A carcass of a deer lies on the shore, rotting amidst driftwood. The man is afraid, beside himself. Who is he?
I've never seen any of
He
these.
doesn't himself know. Dark waves have washed it away. A blank page where this horror story will be written. He remembers darkness, feels the shadow pressing down on him, coming after him. He must get away. He runs to the forest, to a fate worse than death.
That's interesting. That there was an actual QR code that was connected to the game itself. Very, very cool. I like. It's like breaking the fourth wall a little.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Oh boy.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench. Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we?
Another manuscript.
Hartman kept talking.
Gary's in the lodge.
Clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Oh.
Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
Hi, my. Old dude's got.
Since you're so tough, Bert.
Apparently not tough enough. Mortal knave.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his
Look at
patients.
these
I saw
paintings.
Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Wow.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you.
It's really sad.
Looking out from behind your eyes. And I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to
say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems.
When did she actually talk to Hartman? Is my question.
I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Mott fails hard.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott
He's the
could see it in his
boss?
eyes. He quickly lowered his
Oh
own.
boy.
He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for, to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Interesting.
Rudolph Lane's case is interesting.
Oh.
He was
There's
completely
more.
blocked, and frankly, I was about to discard him as useless. However, once Wake arrived and started writing, something changed in Rudolph. He's producing extraordinary work, increasingly dark pieces. Unfortunately, he doesn't respond to direction at all. And it's my belief that he's not so much a creator as an illustrator, perhaps. A recorder.
It's like concept art over there.
I hadn't considered the existence of such a role before, let alone its implications, but the paintings he has produced are informative. At least he's easily controlled and useful. I wish I could say the same about Wake. It's frustrating that the best subjects are always so damn difficult to deal with.
Not buying that. I was tailing wheeling and this is the only
Oh.
place he could have gone. That means
Oh, because I listened to everything.
Agent Nightingale.
It does look like that, doesn't it?
I will not allow you to disturb my patients.
Yeah? I can get a warrant. How would your fragile little patience like that?
Oh, I'm thoroughly intimidated by your mighty authority now, Agent.
Listen, you smug snob. How would you like it if I busted through this gate and knocked you around a little?
Agent Nightingale, first of all, I'm recording this conversation, so you might want to watch what you say.
Oh my.
Secondly, you're not
You hate it?
with a hit
You mean
now.
that over there, Loki?
Law, and if you can get a judge to grant a warrant,
That
I'll
dog
be
right
glad
there?
to cooperate. But you won't get one. Be advised that any further communications with me are to be made through my lawyer.
I don't believe this.
Good day, Agent.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, I'm glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no!
I probably should have listened to that. It's alright, though.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan,
My,
please.
my.
You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Oh, well, he did. Look at him smile. Hartman watches Wake
Hartman
fall.
followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat.
Oh my.
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out. Possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Generator. Hartman's mission.
He was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front, and he certainly
Oh
didn't
my.
want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer.
Huh.
That was what most of these people were.
What exactly did Hartman do, though? Did he actually work for the Dark Presence? Oh my. It's gonna go bang, blow the doors open, and then I have to let it shoot towards me. Now we run. Christ.
I'm here! I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al! Oh, God! Look at the house, Al! Look out!
Christ. Saw you, coffee thermos. And no shit, Barry. I don't want to stay here. Awesome. Him. Don't trust Emil. Okay. That was the guy's apprentice, wasn't it? Zane's.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia
Oh boy, yeah.
area surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-side stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings.
That is a thing that we actually get to do. I think I've played up to that point in the game.
When the sky split open with
But I don't really remember a lot, so that's why I restarted the playthrough.
Strangely appropriate.
So yeah. Once we escape the hedge maze and we get another checkpoint, I'm gonna call stream. Gotcha. Bitch. Okay, well. Here we go. Revolver ammo.
You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll
Let me guess, Birch. Yep. It's Birch. Whew. Damn, Birch. not want the flare gun, but I guess that did the trick.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin.
Well, I think we are approaching the end of this area, which is nice. Is that a flare? Oh, it's not a flare. You little sneaky shit.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay. Okay in the gloomy...
Oh, okay, so someone got to take it. Emil made Tom do it. Oh. Well, guys, I do know that these right here save my progress. So, for the moment, that is where I'm going to end. I am going to continue doing this playthrough for the game as far as continuous until I'm done, so that you guys can finally see Alan Wake 2 as opposed to just the remaster of the first game. I've been wanting to play it for a while. It is in my library of games and downloaded, so I'm ready once I finish this to start the next. But for right now, that's all I have time for. I'm going to check and see. I think Noli was streaming tonight. Let me give a double check really quick that she is. So we are going to send you guys on over. I'm glad you got me on the stream as well, bro. I appreciate you showing up. And I will be back on Wednesday to do a couple stream with Dakota again. We are going to be playing the spin-off game when it releases of the Dead by Daylight stuff, the Casting of Frank Stone, which is really cool. It looks like basically the Quarry, but in the Dead by Daylight universe. It's that type of a game. So we are going to play it together. We looked at the trailer. We loved it. We like the way it looks. It seems like that type of a game. So not this week, but next week on Wednesday it releases, I believe. And I have the deluxe edition of it. It also gives you special things for Dead by Daylight. Gives you like 2 million blood points. Gives you special stuff for the Trapper as far as like special outfits. And I also get Plunderer's Instinct as like a perk in the actual game. So that'll be really fun. And that is all coming soon. But this week it's going to be the Quarry still. And we'll be doing, obviously, Loki, the Sib stream with you. And I'll be doing some Dead by Daylight on this coming weekend. But for now, I'm going to leave you all. I hope you had a lot of fun. I know I did. And I'll see you all in the next one.